Now we can create the lamp, and for the lamp we can go to the front or back view. So really from the right view too, we're gonna create a revolve operation where the base of the lamp is created somewhere in the room. So for that, we can see if we can create the lamp right here. So let's go ahead and check our view. We're going to say, go back to our front view, which this front view is from behind the wall. So I guess the back view is also okay. So let's go back to the back view, and we just really want to start a revolution for the lamp. So for that, I'm going to click on polycurve again, and we can start on the plane. Let's see where this point is. So if I start here, it will be all the way in the center. Let's get rid of center, tangent, and middle point. We're gonna activate grid snap so that we can be right on the plane. Let me see where my point is. I want to be around this area to start, so I can click anywhere here. So if I want my lamp there, notice that my lamp point will start there. And remember that for the revolve, we just need the profile. So how big is my lamp? It could be like that. I'm gonna unclick grid snap so I can go and create my profile as I want it. Go back to grid snap to that point and that point. So remember, if you have grid snap on if you have grid snap disabled, you have the chance to click anywhere between these two ends of the grid. So that's why I want it there. So this is a closed curve, is okay for what I want. I'm going to do a curve fillet corners with 0.15. That's okay. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's okay. However, I only want it here. I'm gonna have to do the revolve first. So let's do revolve, and let's go to curve tools and subtract this line right here. Enter. Subtract this line. Enter. Yeah. Lines to subtract. So is this one. Delete. And now I can do my revolve because I don't want that line in the middle creating a section. So revolve, we are going to say revolve axis is that, enter, and that is my base for my lamp. That's okay. I want to get these corners with a radius, so I go to solid, the edge. I can do the edge right here. I'm gonna select this corner right here, 0.25, enter. Yes, that's okay. And then I'm going to create the rest of the lamp, and for that I can go to my right view. So for the vertical post, we are going to create a line. So go to single line, and we're going to start from this point. We can activate the end snap, and then we're going to press shift to go perpendicular, to go straight up in a vertical direction, in a straight line. Then we're going to use this point to create a curve with a spline curve, and we're going to draw the curve on the same plane. Enter. And we're going to join those curves. You can arrange this curve as much as you want. This is to attach to the rest of the lamp where the light bulb would go. So join. Next, we are going to create a pipe command, and we're going to type 0.08. Could be something similar to that diameter. I just don't want it to be too big. If we go to the view, we can see that that is exactly what I didn't want to do. I need to go straight up. Let's try again. We're going to do a line, and we want orthogonal on. So yes, we want to go straight up. So shift, so it's a vertical line straight up. Enter. Then from that point, we are going to create a spline curve. So enter your points. Now we can get rid of the orthogonal line, so we can freely draw the shape of our curve. Now we're going to join those curves, and we're going to pipe the curve to create a solid with that diameter of 0.08. Very well. Now we're going to create the rest of the lamp with a set of curves. For that, we're going to draw a circle, type circle, and we're going to loft a set of circles with similar pattern. So we're going to create a group of circles, 4 circles, very well. And those circles are on my construction plane, therefore I need to move them to a location near my connecting point for the lamp. Let's go ahead and move them on a view like this, and then approach a little bit closer. So I think that they are a little too big, so let's scale them down. I don't want them to be bigger than this. So center, end line, 1, 2, or I can delete this one and create a new circle and be around this diameter. Okay, I think that would be good enough. Now what I need is for these circles to come down a little, then third and fourth circle the same way, and then the fourth circle the same way. Okay. I don't want it to have a uniform shape, so perhaps like this would be best. Okay. Now we're going to loft these curves. Say loft. Yes. And close loft. Let me see how that looks. That looks okay. Very well. Now we're going to use these curves and take these curves to my curves layer and work with my surface. So select the surface, and we are going to bring it closer to the post. So this way like that. this way like this way like this way like this, and rotate that way like that. Okay, good. Now we're going to join this solid. What is the information about this part? Select this part, closed solid, and this is a closed surface. So in order to operate with those two objects, we need to make them have similar attributes. Therefore, we're going to turn this into a surface. So let's go ahead and do extract surface, this, enter, and let's take it to, let's create a new layer that is called surface, F2, new name, surface, surfaces, and this new surface is going to go to surfaces. Okay, and this curve is going to go to curves. I don't like getting rid of all my curves and surfaces in case I'm going to need later to scale or reference part. So I can see now that this part is going to be closed surface. Let's go back. Because if I do a blend surface and I want to, yes, I want to use this curve, I'm going to have to do this part again. Go back to the original curves and let's do a left again. Perhaps what I need is a distance larger than that so that I can have this shape. Left and select the curves again. Enter, enter. Okay, let's see how that looks. Yes. All right, let's move it back to the position that I want it. Ah, okay. Now the curves are in the middle of everything. So this curve and this curve and this curve and this curve to my curve surfaces. And I need to go back to my door, layer, and show. And we're going to use this curve to blend the surfaces together. So straight here, straight there, rotate, closer here, closer there. You just arrange them closer to there. Okay, so now we do the surface operation that we were talking about. We go to right click, extract surface, this, enter. We're going to take that surface and take it to surfaces, and then here surfaces I can, let's go ahead and take that to curves again, and now I can select this surface. Okay, so I'm gonna do a blend surface, select this edge with this edge. Now I can do enter. Now I can connect them like that. You just choose the parameters that you like the best. So that's how I wanted to connect this surface with this surface through a blend surface. So that's my lamp right there. We're going to organize the parts a little better. We're going to rotate it. And we're going to move it so that is a little bit more functional. Let's take this curve to curves. And now we have this part like that. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and draw on this door knob the key slot. So for that, we're gonna go to the back view, zoom until we get into that part, extend this part a little. Let's go ahead and start from a circle. And what I'm gonna do is a polyline from the center to here. And then a mirror from here in the center here. And then we're gonna close that curve. Okay, so now we're gonna use this, which is honestly a little too big, to create the part. Okay, so let's go ahead and do trim. Select cutting objects is this one. Enter that one. Nope. Select cutting objects is this one. Enter this one, that one. Okay. Now select cutting object is this one. Enter this one. So let's go ahead and extend this here. And extend this here. Yeah. And then I'm gonna cutting objects is, oh, first I have to join this. Join. Join all these so I can do this part right here. So split. Cutting objects is this. Enter that part. Enter. Okay. Split that part. Enter this part. Enter. Okay. Enter. Enter. And open curves. Now it's a closed curve. Okay. Now let's scale it down a little and bring it closer to the center. So that is my part. If I do solid, planar curve straight, and I do a solid, then I should be able to do Boolean difference of that, enter, of this, enter, and there you go. The chair, we can start by creating a chair like this. Okay. And then when we go to solid, straight, planar curve, give it a thickness. I think that should be a thickness good enough. We gave it a offset command to convert it into a solid, and now that is a quick and dirty way of creating a chair. Now we can bring it to the same level of my plane and closer to my lamp. This will go to my curves, and basically I can take it closer to here and rotate it. That is one way to create it. Right, so that is one way. Another way is to create it as curve to view. So let's go ahead and try that one. Let's create a circle, and that circle is gonna be about this big, and let's go ahead and move it away from the plane so we can work with it much better. So create another spline curve, and we want it to be around this point. Okay, let me see, that is, yeah, that is on the same plane. And then we're gonna do is type curve to view, and we're going to use, first curve is this one, second curve is that one, first curve is this one, second curve is that one. Enter. Select first curve. Okay, select first curve, that one, and this one was finding my center. And I simply want to find my curves. Enter. What is doing this here? Let's see. This curve is right. It's not planar. That's why it's giving me issues. So let's go ahead and do a curve again, and we're gonna do with respect to this point, and we're going to use the ortho option so that it keeps right on the same plane. So we're going to create a curve on this plane now. So to make sure that it's right on the same plane, we're gonna start from that point. And that line is not going to work. We have to make it on the same exact plane. So for that, let's go ahead and keep perpendicular quad. So line with respect to this point, line with respect to this point. So let's go ahead and try again. Start with our curve design. Okay, good. Now, is it on the same plane? I think so. So curve to view. Direction is this, and direction is that, and there you go. Now, so the key is to keep it planar with the construction plane. And for that, you can use your perpendicular and your quad snaps. So now what we need to do is we need to cut this line as we did before to create the patch. So we're gonna say trim, and cutting objects is this one and that part and enter. We don't need this. You can send it to our curves, and we can say patch, and we're gonna use that one and this one and enter. Okay, so this is another way of creating a surface for a chair. So this particular point, you have to play with your curves so that it's perhaps not as sharp as this one. But I'm okay with this particular shape for now. And the shape that I want to keep is that one. So let's show everything so we know where my plane is. And I'm gonna bring it down like this so that I can start creating on my support. So let's go ahead and do a rail with a polyline. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to start a polyline. It's going to be from here to here, then all the way straight down, then past the point and come the diagonal. This is a closed curve. Okay, so where's this curve located? But that is not what I wanted. I need it to be straight, as we just mentioned. So for that, we're going to create a pulley curve again, a polyline, and we're going to start from the grid snap around there. Okay. Okay, get rid of the grid snap. There. Yes. And bring it here. And bring it here. Okay, so let's pipe that curve. And we're going to say that's okay. So this one, let's give an offset of a few inches so that you can get a thickness on that tape, on that chair like that. Okay, let's rotate the chair a little. And let's move it this way. Okay. Okay, so let's see. It's right there. Okay, good. So now we can do a mirror to create the other part of the chair, and we're gonna have it around this axis. Very well. So that is another way of creating the chair. and there are multiple ways and multiple tutorials about how to create the chair. So that's that. Again, you can create the curve sharper, steeper, and then you can give you can get a better profile if you need it to be different. There you go. So now we're gonna place that chair by the lamp as well, and for that we are going to go ahead and bring it towards us. So from the top view we can move it closer to the lamp, rotate it that way or this way, and then rotate this one this way if we need to. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Let's see. Seems like I moved the curve. Yeah. Then rotate it this way. Okay, so that is my chair like that, and my lamp in my room. So different ways to create your chair. Now let's bring it back closer to the plane. So for that we just need to click on the parts. And now it's much more real. It's not floating right there in the middle of the room.